Now, crabbing, it's a fairly simple process, although there are many different ways of doing it. One of the ways is just using a simple pot. There are nets, there's things you can use with fishing poles that have snares on them. But like I said, my favorite way is using a simple pot because you can, in essence, set it and forget it. These pots come in many shapes and different sizes. The basic pot just comes with four doors on the side that the crabs can crawl in, and some of them come with doors on the top, some of them don't. Another thing you need is a bait box. Obviously, you need to bait the crab, entice them to come closer to you. But again, just as there are different types of traps, there are different types of bait boxes as well. You just simply zip tie that to the top of your crab pot and put the bait inside the crab box. Now, I like these little contraptions. These connect your rope to the crab pot and they connect on each corner. And these floats are going to keep the rope down, up and away from the crab pot, so you don't have the rope getting tangled with the doors of the crab, so the crab can just crawl right inside. Obviously, you need some rope to connect the crab pot to the top of the water. So you can use anywhere from, I like 100 feet of rope. You can use anywhere from 75 to, I've seen guys with 300 feet of rope on one individual crab pot. You also need a buoy to obviously keep the rope afloat. Depending on which state you live in, there's different requirements. Here in Washington, you have to have your name and phone number in case your crab pot decides to disappear. A lot of people just tie their ropes in knots, connecting their rings to the rope, but I went a little above and beyond because I figure it's the ocean and I need a little more secure things, and it makes it easier to set up and go. But this is how I store my pots. I coil the rope, put the rope inside, and just have it in a secure location. But now that we've got all the gear explained, oh, I forgot one thing. You also need a measure because crab, obviously they come in different sizes, and you need to know the limit or the correct size that makes the crab legal or not to keep. So now that we have all our gear explained, we are ready to go get the boat in the water and try and drop these pots. As you can see, we've already gotten the boat in the water, and as I said earlier, we've already shown you how to set up the pots, so now it's time to get the pots actually in the water. I briefly discussed bait already, and I just like to use simple chicken. So I've got my thigh and my leg of a piece of chicken, and you're just going to stick that, like I talked about, in that bait box and clamp that down. And once you've done that, it's as simple as just dropping it over the side of the boat. So you've secured that, and if you've tied or you've looped your line properly, it should just unravel. I, however, have not, so it'll be a little more iffy. But as you can see here, you've got the floats. That's gonna make sure your lines are sitting taut, and then you just let it sink. And go from there. Best friends is zip ties. You always run into situations where maybe your bait box will bounce off, or you'll just come back out, pull the pot back up, and your bait box will be gone. So you always have a few bait boxes and hundreds of zip ties. Generally, you don't catch them that way, but that concludes our day of crabbing. Now we've gotten our crab home, and we've realized that we accepted defeat from today's events. It's time to clean our one crab. Now the easiest way, well, there's a few methods to clean it. I like the spike method. Some people use a hammer and a rubber mallet, but you just simply grab the crab by the claws and just poke it in the back, driving it through there. And then all you're gonna do is pry the top off. And you can see that. And then just gonna pull it through. Now that'll leave some of the guts. From here, you can rip off the mouth and whatnot, and that's going to leave you just majority of your legs. You need to rip the gills off as well, which are these brown little leech-looking things. Just rip those off. And I like to have some running water by me so I can quickly rinse it off and scrape the rest of it out. So once you've got the two sides of the legs, you just split it down the middle. Then you got your two halves. Clean them off. And now we're ready to go inside and cook them. Now that we've cleaned our crab, we get our water to a boil, and then obviously we salt it. This crab comes from salt water, so we cook them in salt water, and it's as simple as just dropping your crab into boiling water. And from there you're going to boil it anywhere from 7 to 13 minutes. We cooked our crab for 7 to 13 minutes. I've let it cool, put some cold water on it. We're going to take it out. As you can see, it has a nice color to it, and it's honestly quite ready to eat. So we've explained the gear that we need to go out and have a great crabbing experience. You've seen how we have actually gone out and dropped the pots. We've pulled the pots up, pulled the crab out of the pots, showing you how to clean the crab, and finally how to cook it. Now all that's left is for you to go out and enjoy it. So whenever you're in the Pacific Northwest and wondering what to do, think of the great outdoor activities that are out there. Go out and get yourself some crabbing items and go try it out for yourself.